tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, the sad news we got. What was that? Saturday? We got that news?
Friday night, when me and wifey touched down to Atlantic City, I got the text from you or Odyssey, one of the two, and or both, that our boy Chadwick Boseman had made the ascension. So, what were your first thoughts? And
First, it definitely caught me off guard. I was just like, damn, because I had forgot he even, those pictures came out of him losing weight. I forgot all about that, so I didn't really consider him sick. And I didn't hear, something high profile as this, something leaks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the time, but nothing came out about this, so it kind of caught me off guard, but it didn't. And a lot of people were really sad about it. A lot of my friends were really sad. My timeline was really, really down about it. And I felt the same way. It was really shocking. And 2020 has just been really rough on a lot. On all directions. You know what I'm saying?
It continues. And remember, I had just said, I think we're gonna make it through August.
You did say that
without something really crazy. I said I don't want to speak too soon.
You did say that.
Those were my exact words. I don't want to speak too soon. But I said August has been kind of quiet as opposed to July and June and the other months, and then it leaves out with a bang. You know what I mean? So really, really tough.
Yeah, that was wild. And then what I saw was I saw a lot of outpouring from people, and then because I remembered us talking about him.
Yes.
And I was trying to think how far back was it, you know what I'm saying? And then actually today, because I was actually gonna go back and watch our old episodes, and I was like, damn, we do a lot of episodes. And then I'm going through my pictures because I was with the baby or whatever. So I'm just going through pictures of him, with him kind of. It was weird. And then I stumbled upon a screenshot I took from the episode that we spoke about him in. So
which is 107?
107. And I just happened to see it. And I'm like, oh, snap. So I go through it, and then we talked about, hopefully he's not sick. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's just for a role or something.
Yeah, because, when you see actors lose weight dramatically like that, it's not necessarily that they're sick. They do these roles in Hollywood. You either have to gain weight, lose weight, become a psycho, go into psych wards. Yeah. So to really engross yourself in some of these characters. You know what I mean? So for me, again, what I want people to know is Hollywood is a very, very powerful yet dangerous place. When you understand in its magnitude what Hollywood is, it's where imagination rules. It's where anything you can think of becomes a reality. It's where the real world, R-E-A-L, and the R-E-E-L world collide. It's where and the sorcerers behind it, because there are levels. Your agents and this and that. I'm talking about at the very top of this, there are those who understand its power and its magnitude and how we are all affected by it. Right? If you watch movies and you watch Fast and Furious drive a car from one building through the air into another building, through the air into another building, and almost fall off the cliff, your popcorn, it spills. We get engaged in it. No different than when we speak about sports. Sports is about engagement. It's about vicariously becoming a part of a mission.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which exerts a lot of energy, but creates a lot of fantasy and things of that nature. And I'm saying this because a movie like Black Panther, for a movie of that magnitude to be okayed and green-lighted, as powerful as it was, right? That had to come up from up on high, because look at all the other movies ever created about us.
Right.
Even the superhero movies. What's that movie with Will Smith?
Hancock?
He was a drunk.
Yeah.
Right? Give me another. It ain't too many black superhero movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's always something. Your man with the sword.
Blade.
Blade. He was a vampire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something in reference to, but this was the first movie, and I'm disregarding those who took the time to tell me everything bad about the movie. You know, you have that crowd. This was some bullshit. But I get all that. So I just want to get that. I'm just talking about just a movie based in Hollywood where the magic is done. This was a very, very, very powerful image and movie being made.
Right.
Right? And then when we look at Chadwick Boseman's roles, they were all trailblazing roles.
Yes.
Right? So,
James Brown.
Thurgood Marshall, trailblazer.
Yep.
James Brown,
Yeah.
trailblazer. Jackie Robinson,
Yep.
trailblazer. Of course, Chinchilla, whatever his name is, from
T'Challa.
I just call him the Black Panther. That's a trailblazing role.
Right.
I want y'all to keep that in mind as we begin to, just uncover a few of these things. He died, as we know, on the designated Jackie Robinson Day.
Right.
The original day is April 15th, which is the first day of taxes or the last day to pay your taxes. I don't know if there's some connection with that. But they designated it to August 28th. And they did that because that's the day Jackie Robinson found out from the Dodgers that he was being brought up.
Yes.
Right? So I guess they reserved that for that day. But that day is also the day that Motown released its first song ever. Mm-hmm. That's also the day of the civil rights movement.
And the day that, the birthday of the person who created Black Panther.
Right. The person who created Black Panther
the character,
and
yes.
Emmett Till died on that day.
Did he?
Yes, I believe he died on that day as well. Wow. So the day itself, or that whole weak energy, that whole, it's a lot of energy there. So and the fact that he died on that day, and side note, I know y'all already know he's actually 42 years old. They keep saying 43.
That's weird.
No, that's some trickery because they have to do that now because we a little bit more sharper.
Right.
Even if you got your junior Dakota's badge, you a little sharp now, so you can kind of figure some of these things out. He was born in 77, according to the earlier inputs that was breaking down who he was, which would make him 42.
Got you.
Heading to be 43, but not 43 yet. 42. Now, we know that's the number Jackie Robinson wore. We also know if you reverse 42, you get 24.
Yeah.
So that ties into Kobe. Mm-hmm. We do know Kobe's day, Black Mamba Day, was the 24th.
Yes.
And he died on the 28th, which is just 4 days. We do know that there's a lot of connections that go on. And a lot of times they'll leave you a signature, which I like to say to kind of tie it all in. And this is not conspiracy theory stuff. I'm just trying to say Cliff Robinson.
Yes.
From the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yes.
Remember, we're talking about trailblazing, right? John Thompson, trailblazers, right? These were trailblazers as your man Chadwick was the ultimate trailblazer. And the Portland Trailblazers got bumped in the playoffs that night.
Yes.
I mean, the next night, Saturday. So you have all of these ties, and Cliff Robinson, again, that's your Robinson connection to Jackie Robinson. And a lot of times, and of course, the 8/28/20 being the date, that's 56, 5 and 6 is 11. So we have a portal or Portland Trailblazers. So you see, so we get a lot of little loose connections. And I'm not saying this to put on the conspiracy theory hat. I say all of this to say this. Sometimes it's just divine timing, right? So I don't never want to discount the fact that this all could just be divine order for an individual of this magnitude to play the certain roles that he played. Now remember, there's the real world that you live in, me and you, and then there's the world in which you could be anybody you want to be.
Right.
He chose to be these trailblazers.
Right.
So he chose these monumental roles, which created a lot of energy in Hollywood. It's sort of like being an Instagram stripper, right?
Right.
On Instagram, you have, power, you have prestige, but you're probably sleeping on a pissy mattress somewhere in real life.
Gotcha.
Like an internet gangster. You know what I mean? These rappers and all of this whole kind of stuff. So I've always spoken about when you create your avatar to participate in the illusion, you really can be anything and everything you want. However, there are those who are watching, who understand the power of an individual and the role they play.
Gotcha.
So I say all of that to say Chadwick Boseman was very, very powerful. And remember, he was endorsed by Denzel Washington. He didn't have money to complete his acting classes, and he got a check from Denzel Washington. This is why he said Black Panther would have never happened without Denzel. So we know to be 42 years old and have that kind of cancer is really ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a
All right.
very aggressive type of cancer.
And again, I'm simply saying at 42 years old, as healthy as he looked and things of this nature. So I'm not too sure about that. And I'm not suggesting that he wasn't sick in some kind of way. I'm just simply saying that seems to be a little. And then I also like to speak about the superpower of death, or what is perceived as death. Certain individuals come here to do their work, and then that's it. They're not meant to get old. Prince, Michael Jackson, Kobe,
Right.
the list goes on, Tupac, Biggie, the list goes on of certain individuals, irregardless of how they made the transition, they are beams of light that come to shake things up, and then they leave. He also played an ascended ancestor in the Five Bloods.
Yes, that helped them throughout the whole, like, kind of guided them throughout the whole movie.
Absolutely. He was the guide through the entire movie of Five Bloods.
Storm and Norman.
Right, Storm and Norman, so we understand that connection. So there's a lot tied into this whole scenario. And then I saw the New York Post, and it said, the Black Panther is dead, right? And I just thought it was very cruel, but I understand the way the Post operates. And today is Fred Hampton's birthday. So we have Black Panthers tied in to Black Panthers, and a lot of people don't know, which shout out to Blue Pill, who broke a lot of this stuff down earlier today, and Kamani, who said that when Jackie Robinson was in the Army, he was a part of an elite team called the Black Panthers because they couldn't be killed. So in the number 42, in Jackie Robinson, in the trailblazing, in the pioneering of all of this, in him enacting and invoking the spirits of very important pioneering trailblazing people, with Cliff Robinson being from the Trailblazers, and the King LeBron killing the actual Trailblazers the night after, and it being Fred Hampton's birthday, all Black Panther energy, all tied in. You can even tie Kobe in there with the reverse. This thing may have started with Black Panther and ended with Black Panther. And what I mean by that is when he did the movie Black Panther 2 years ago, was the first time that we, really experienced something of that magnitude. It changed me. If you see, I did the little skit I put up, and because we were so excited when we came from the theater. So, and to say 24 and 42 are reflections of each other. So a lot of times that's the portal. You know what I'm saying? So what happens between the 24 and the 42, or the energy of 42, is an open and closed situation. So they mirror each other, the Black Mamba and the Black Panther. So just some of the things. So I should have started off by saying this. I'd like to send my condolences out to his family for sending us and sharing him with us.
Yes.
For us to dream and imagine, because dreaming and imagination is the imagination is so powerful. Without the ability to imagine and dream, we don't have all the things that we have. So the fact that the creator of Black Panther was born on that date, and he passes on that date with so many other synchronicities, is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes the synchronicity is enough for you to say, wow, this is just divine. And then there is sometimes when you got to look at it and go, and I haven't even touched that stuff yet. All right? Because you know me, I like to give people a chance to get in the ground, you know what I mean? Or whatever they're going to do for his rights. I'm just telling you, I'm just ping-ponging, junior, Dakota bad stuff. when we start really getting into the geometria, which some people have already done, and the numerology and the astrology and some things that will come out leaking behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's soon.
That's going to be soon.
Yeah.
We'll have an opportunity to really, really expound upon some things. So we want to, here at Urban X, again, to send our
Definitely send our condolences.
out to him, his lovely wife. I'm not sure if he had any children.
I don't know.
Because he kept very private
Yeah.
in his life. So, shout out to him and his family. And before we, get super duper into what may have happened to him and this and that, sometimes that's why water should breathe. Sometimes we just gotta let it breathe a little bit.
I was seeing some tweets from like these Democrats that were highlighting his last tweet. Apparently, it was in support of Kamala Harris, and they were using that as a seed. Even it was gross.
It really is.
It was gross.
It really is to say, and I think they went to school together.
Him and Kamala.
I believe they both went to Howard.
I don't know if they went together. They went to the same school.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's right, not together.
Yeah.
I believe they're from the same school. So with that being said, that's not as uncommon as you think it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For you to big up somebody that went to your school. And a lot of these actors, remember, but he seemed to be in tune a little bit.
Yeah, he was down with, because even King Simon told us a few stories about him.
Absolutely.
Like, years ago.
Absolutely. So we know he was, and if he was in tune with that, then he could have got something for his cancer. You know what I'm saying? Or I had an opportunity to begin the process. I got to know Sabi's works, among other things. So, that's a little tough. But cancer, as we already know, is something that eats at you.
Yeah.
So when people have cancer and they cut the cancer out, or they think they cut the cancer out, they have it because the mindset will always reproduce that cancer.
Right.
So remember, cancer is something that is eating at you. And if you don't deal with what is eating at you at your core, it will just grow back. It's sort of like when I see people get the weight loss surgery, right?
Yeah.
And for 5 years, they look amazing. But what they don't realize is their thought process is what created the weight in the first place.
Right.
So what happens is you go back to your same way of thinking, and then your body begins to adjust once again, and then you get double depressed because now you put on even more weight. You get people who lose a limb, and they can still feel a limb.
Right.
So all of this is based on the mind and our ability to work through whatever is bothering us so that we can have time. And so I say that also to say, be kind, because you don't know who's going through what.
Yeah.
Everyone has a fight. Everyone has a struggle, a personal something that they're fighting in their life, either loss of loved ones, substance abuse, health, finances. So, we come on and we try to put on brave faces. This is the world, but be kind. Because the things that people were saying about him,
what's crazy?
was a little crazy.
I don't know if it's a testament to the people I follow, but I didn't see when those pictures and stuff like really came out. I just saw people going, "Yo, like, I hope he's okay."
Right.
I didn't see a lot of jokes.
I did see some people because the world we live in now gives everybody a chance to say whatever's on their mind, and what you say in most cases is truly a reflection of you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You get some miserable people who this just gives them an opportunity to share that misery.
Yeah.
And then there are people who understand, because they can see, wow, I'm going through something too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hope he's all right. And,
And this is, I think, another message to black men: get your colons and prostates checked.
Yeah, but you got to stay out of the hospitals.
Yeah.
At the same time. So,
or try to keep up with that.
No.
Like, my grandfather had prostate cancer.
We have to constantly, because black men in particular, we won't go until it's the end. And I say that because I lost. Shout out to my uncle John Felder. He died on my birthday, and I was so relieved that I found out after we did the show. Right. Because it really would have messed me up. Really, really good. He was a mechanic for Luther Vandross. He was a mechanic to the stars. Amazing disc, his whole life story. And he went in the hospital on Monday, and he died on Thursday. Simply because he never went to the hospital. And he was for him to be 70 years old, he was pretty active. He was still working on cars, still doing his thing, and he just disregarded the issues he was having until he couldn't get out of bed. And then come to find out that the cancer had been eating through his bones. So I understand fully what you mean about being fully aware,
Proactive. You know what I mean?
proactive
Yeah.
in your life to ensure that you get the most out of your life.
Right.
And especially for black men, because I didn't go to the hospital until I told you, the doctor told me, dude, all right, this is what's going to happen. This side of your face is going to slide down and you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to die. He said, I give it a week. Basically, you know what I mean? I had waited that long. Marcus had to carry me to the car. I had no more energy just because the fear of doctors and hospitals and all of this kind of stuff. So it is very important that we get proactive. But I think the timing that we're in now in life affords us the opportunity to be active.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard so many people talking about CMOS and all of this stuff ever before.
Yeah.
So when we know better, we do better. So I'm shouting out all you black men out there, when you know better, do better, and take an active approach in your life so that your life can, sustain you as much as possible.
I've been seeing so many people bike ride, so many people outside working out.
Absolutely.
So I feel like there is a different
And something like this, just on the surface
Yeah.
of him passing away at 42 years old of colon cancer, 42 is also the number of Mayat, which is balance and reciprocity and all of that.